Welcome everybody, Jason Overly with Overly Equipment. Hey, what's going on everybody? Jason, and welcome back to the channel. And as you see, we got to play in the dirt today and digging a ditch. And we're putting in, I want to extend a little bit of a drain line coming from the front side of the garage. And I want to pour a pad over in here. And I want to put my outdoor chimney, and I want to put a deck in here to get into this part of the building. So we got the old wheeled Kubota backhoe out, and I gotta admit, I'm pretty stoked about having this because she makes life easy. Now you're probably going, what in trailer park heck did you just build, or where did you acquire this greatest machine since sliced bread? Well, first off, I bought a Kubota backhoe at an auction. I think it was $3,500 for this. Brand new. I mean, brand new. Didn't even have the teeth on the bucket. The teeth were still in the box. And I guess it was bought and never used. So it's a brand new. It's for like the B series Kubota tractors. So we did a lot of fabrications this old Wheelhorse. Now the backstory on the Wheelhorse. I bought this Wheelhorse for basically $200. And yep, and I didn't do nothing to it but put back tires on it and make some brake shoes for it. So I bought the tractor, and it came with a little pull behind trail mower. Guy said the trail mower didn't run, so I cleaned the carburetor, fired the trail mower up, turned around, sold it for $650. And you know, I have that. Well, I can't say, yeah, 650, something like that, whatever it was. And so this was like $200 and some change. I actually paid more for the $300 turf, True Power Carlisle ag tires on the back than what the tractor is. And I think I have $100 in maybe brackets and weights. I bought a weight bench and used a weight for some other tractors and equipment. But anyhow, it's a pretty neat machine, and I always wanted a backhoe, but I never wanted to have a backhoe on a tractor where then you got to constantly take the backhoe off the tractor and when you need the front loader. So I said, well, I just need a backhoe, and it can sit. So it's got the Kohler K532 in it. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with wheel horses. I'm really not a wheel horse guy, but I do like this one. And your PTO clutch runs on this rod. So your PTO clutch is down in there. It's an actual clutch, like maybe a case or a typical clutch that's got a fiber disc in there and everything. So that runs a belt down to a big long drive shaft. So that big long drive shaft goes to the back of the tractor, and it comes back here. Well, I fabricated a bracket, and I put a pump on there and a pulley, and now I'm off to the races. So I had that hydraulic pump laying around. I had a hydraulic tank laying around. I think it came off of someone's log splitter project, not sure. And then we did some fitting and line work, but some fabricating. So we still use the Kubota brackets. Now I did weld onto it down there just to simplify things, but it won't. If I ever buy an actual Kubota or decide to sell it, I'm going to hack those off and clean them up. So you have to do what you got to do, because it was a pretty pretty tough without actually welding to it. But I wanted the top to still pivot and move. And again, that's on a the bottom's on a single bolt, so it's allowed to flex. We're not breaking anything. Been using it for 3-4 years now. Works like a champ. Never had any problems with this. This is a 1974, 75. I don't know. I'm not a little horse guy. And it's a D-200. It's got the 20 horsepower Kohler in it. So, is it a 532, 542? I don't know. Whatever. Runs good. Got low hours. Got good oil pressure on it. Runs like a top. I mean, good Lord. It does have hydraulic up and down on the snow blade underneath there. That's cool, and I definitely had to put the counterweights on because I looked at the specs on that backhoe, and that thing is 653 pounds or something like that. So it's heavy, but it's not heavy. But trust me, it's like still not enough weight up front, and I think I got, let's see here, I got 200 pound on the front, a little over 200 pound, and it still ain't enough counterweight. But I got future plans for it. I actually want to put I actually want to fabricate. I have some hydraulic cylinders. I actually want to put a dozer blade on the front. Maybe vitalize what I have. This way I can go up and down and left and right, because I do have 2 controls up here. So I think I want to, and it was one's for the rear hitch. Originally I took that off. I had a 3-point on it, so I took that off. And I would like to vitalize them controls because the lines are still down underneath, hooked up, and have plugs in them, so I don't accidentally hit it. So I actually want to vitalize, put a cylinder on the front and a lift. So I may do a dozer blade. That would be really handy for sure, instead of the gravity down and the lift up on this. It has like a chain and a bracket and hokey type stuff. From a previous owner. I'm not complaining. I got the thing for $200, so to speak. I'm not complaining at all. Dug a lot of ditches around the property with it. It's a very handy machine to have. I'm not saying I could live without it, but it's so nice. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting a Kubota B series with front bucket and the backhoe on it. And I'm not saying a quick attach would be that hard to put up and down because it has a quick disconnectors, but it's so much easier just to go down, hit the key on this, and away it goes. Now, is it another machine? Do you have to maintenance? Yes, because I still have the front loader back there somewhere underneath the shed, the Ford, the 125. So, is it... I don't know. You pick your battles, I guess, because I didn't want to go out because you can't buy a B series Kubota. Usually it's always the backhoe. And if you do buy one with a front loader, they still want 9, 10 grand, 12 grand. And I'm not saying they're not worth it. It's just, it was out of my budget to spend that for me using a backhoe 3-4 times a year. So when the brand new one came up for auction at a half price of what brand new backhoe attachments cost for these, how could you beat it? But anyhow, like I said, very handy machine. I do like it. So, yeah, you have to have some engineering skills, and yeah, I engineered everything on the back here, the flip up seat and everything. So it's not in the way. Still got this still has a gas tank on the back. I think they had metal ones. This one's an old Skag I had laying around. So it was pretty cool project. And does it need work? Yes. This thing here, and if there's any Wheelhorse guys out there, please let me know. This thing is so sloppy down underneath here. I don't know if there's supposed to be a spring or what, but that thing just wants to creep forward all the time. So if you guys know of what I have to look for, I really haven't torn into it. I'm sure I can figure it out. But if you know anything about it, leave a comment below. And that's what put me in the right direction when I get down underneath there, when I start tearing into this thing. When I do I want to fix that when I start working on the snow blade. But yeah, other than that, oh, I know one thing. That pulley down there, I had to make that because there was a big cast iron pulley on the front of that you could no longer get. So I had to find a splined hub, and then I bought one of those, what do they call them, welder pulleys or welder caught, whatever, how you can get them from like Agri Supply or whatever, where you can weld your own pulleys, the bores to the pulley. I bought one of those kits. Other than that, I mean, as far as looks, I could care less. Naturally, you see me crawling across the fenders, and I don't care. Motor runs excellent. Engine runs excellent. Let me say it's not a motor engine. Engine runs excellent. No issues with it. Good, like I said, good oil pressure. Got a car battery in it. I keep it on trickle charge all the time. Like I said, it's been sitting back in this shed back in over here for 3-4 years, and I just keep a float maintainer on it and a car battery. That thing fires up exactly when I need it, all times throughout the year or winter. It don't matter. So anyhow, I've been wanting to do a video on this thing for well, 3-4 years since I fabricated it, but no time. So now the business is slowing down with selling parts. I can get out here and start filming things and doing the things and showing you guys the stuff on the channel. So yeah, pretty cool, huh? So I'm digging it. So you know, I'm no engineer. I'm not a welder. I am a guy who can weld. And I've done lots and lots of bad welds and lots of good welds. So a grinder is my friend. I am not a boilermaker. I am not a pipe fitter. I am none of that. So, but it works for me, and I know that sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make things work on your budget, and this was one of them. So, you know, I probably have, well, naturally a little over $4,000 in the whole machine. No more than 4,500. I guarantee that. And that you can't find a mini backhoe like that for $4,500. It's just not happening. Even the Terramites, they still want $7,000-8,000 for them machines. And like I said, I'm not saying they're not worth it. I'm not complaining that it's expensive. It's just I didn't want to justify spending that kind of money on something I'm going to use a couple times a year, even though it is handy and it is worth its weight in gold to do that. Like I said, I wish I could find a front loader for it. It would sort of be handy, but in the same instance, what? I don't need it. I got another front loader. In fact, my next mission is to find a decent skid steer and go over all that, and because there are some projects I want to do around here with the lower pond in the woods. I want to get that cleaned up. So I can't justify putting a front loader. To this point, it'd be like a waste of money to put a front loader on the backhoe when I got a little front loader and I'm going to get a skid steer. You can do way more with a skid steer than you can a front loader on one of these. Oh God, the turning radius on this thing, even without the backhoe, is like turning around a triaxle. It's just, yeah, must be just the way they are. But anyhow, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate you watching. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't hit the like button, well, hit that like button. Even hit the share button. I'd appreciate it. So, so next time, I think we're going to get into a couple more videos on, as you see, there's a Cub Cadet back there. I got to get that restored. I don't know when I want to get to that one. I don't know. I got a couple other projects. I definitely want to get in the shop and go on over some pretty cool stuff. So, anyhow, thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Say hi, Mags. Say hi, Maggie. Say hi. Hey, you gonna say hi? Guess not. Whatever, dog.